Hey everybody, this is Blue. Well, for many, many years we have been trying to defend Samhain. We have been trying to say, that us pagans, us witches, we're not evil, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. And it seems pointless, doesn't it? Every year we have the same group of Christians that tell that we're doing this evil deed and that evil deed. And I have the mentality of, if you're going to accuse me of something, by God, I'm going to have some fun with it. So I would like to create a Black Halloween. And that basically means try to come up with as much dark negativity and throw it into Halloween. Now, note that I'm saying Halloween because to me, Halloween is a Christian holiday. Samhain is ours. Okay, I'm not going to do anything to darken Samhain, but Halloween, screw it. So what are the ideas that I have? Well, and that is basically turning the props into magical items here. First concept is the OLantern. Okay, yes, I come up with some silly names. But for 7 days, what you would do is you would create your jack-o'-lanterns. But with each one, you would have a unique spell. You would write it on like a recipe card, and when you light the candle for that specific spell and you put that specific card in there for it to be burnt. Now, you follow your general, spell casting rules for each one, but when the card burns, that is creating the energy to be sent out to cast that spell. And you're doing it for 7 days, you're putting a lot of energy into it. Plus, you got all the people that walk by that particular jack-o'-lantern, and they add power to it. So this is a way of using the public to make our spells better. Now, the next one is, again, stupid name, a power lantern. The idea of this is embedding a crystal in the lid of the pumpkin, but putting the crystal right where the stem would usually be, and you would put that the lid back on, and you're lighting your candle. You are energizing that crystal in a different way. And you do that for 7 days. And again, you're going to be getting your energy, what your intent energy is, the light energy from the candle. Plus, you're going to get the energy from everybody that looks at it and says, ooh, that's a cool pumpkin, cool jack-o'-lantern. Then, on Halloween night, you pull out that crystal and you use it for whatever ritual. You would try to design your jack-o'-lantern with the intent of the spell. So if you're a happy person, yes, you can put some rose quartz in there and do a love spell if you want. But if you're kind of pissed off with society and with some people in general, use some smoky quartz, or I'm actually going to be using some obsidian, volcanic glass, nice and dark. Okay, that's an idea I have. Next thing I got, and unfortunately for everybody, I did get a candle making kit, and that is making poison darkness candles. I'm taking standard old wax. I'm going to be adding black pigment to it, some graveyard dirt, ashes from, I think it's a walnut tree that I need to add it to, and belladonna, black nightshade for those who don't know. These candles thus can only be burnt outside, and you can maybe put them inside your pumpkin, but there's some real dark intent into this, and so if you're wanting to kind of channel some of the more angry or energies and all that. Here's an idea to do that. Next thing, some people, if they got yards, will put up a scarecrow. Why not a 5-foot poppet? Why not create a poppet? And you can put like lawn stakes through it, knives through it, and you can, if you can get somebody's hair or whatever, make the image of the person that you're trying to go after, and everybody who sees the poppet will then be, again, because they will be focusing on that poppet, they will be adding some energy to it, and so you can really get some actions done there. One thing I want to say, do not ever tamper with the candy. If you're giving candy to kids, you give candy to kids. You do not do anything to it, because if you do anything to that candy, I hope you die. That's the way I feel. But I had to say that because my next idea is cursed coins. Take some quarters, put a sigil on there, something a little bit on the negative side, where somebody loses some sleep. Put those on coins, because that'd be like a talisman. And hand those out to some kids, or some kids who, didn't put the effort into dressing up for Halloween but want the candy. Hey, here's a little fun-size Snickers, and here's a little quarter for you. Okay. Then, the next thing is getting some sidewalk chalk. Everybody's going out and around. They're not paying attention too much. But if you have some people that you want to target, you could literally just grab some sidewalk chalk and put a sigil on the sidewalk in front of their yard. And so you can, make some payback time. And if you can, in my mind, I think this would work. If you can design a specific sigil, and you can make it multiple times in front of multiple people's houses, and then, do your ritual when you get home, energizing each sigil, there you go, mass effect. The night before you do any of this, I think we should create a bonfire and throw a couple sage sticks in there, smudging the community before we do our magical work. Just an idea of mine. In many traditions, they have corn dolls. Well, why not make a couple corn dolls and put a couple little curses, something on there, a spell of some sort, and give them to the kids, because some little girls are going to take them right into the house, and once it gets inside the house, let the fun begin. Another concept that I had come up with is the black pumpkin. Now you would take just a normal sized pumpkin and you'd paint it black. Okay, regular paint, just paint it black. Then you take a fluorescent acrylic paint, and you can paint your face on it, and paint a specific face, whatever your intent is, with a couple sigils on the pumpkin. Then you take the pumpkin and you put a black light in front of it. The black light is going to make all that paint glow, so you are energizing your sigil. Then you're going to have this like on your porch or whatever, and you can then have all these people look at it, energizing it. You can be sending out a lot of energy that way. The next one, yes, I'm using a lot of pumpkins, is the pumpkin servant. Savants, egregores type thing here. What you'd be doing is you'd be grabbing one of those small mini pumpkins, those ones that are like size of a softball. you would be inserting a small crystal or stone into the back of that pumpkin. And then on the front, you'd be painting the face, that fits the intent that you're wanting to deliver. And you would kind of go along the lines of making an egregore out of that pumpkin. And then you can take it, this little pumpkin, and place it in somebody's yard. People aren't going to think much of it, but you just put an egregore, something with some bad intent, into people's yards, and they will usually welcome it unknowingly. And all of the other people around, who are sharing into the holidays are going to put some energy into it, because once they look at it, they're going to think, oh, that's cute, or oh, that's neat, empowering it even more. And the last thing, it's pretty simple, and that is building little coffins. You can take matchsticks, popsicle sticks, or whatever, and you can create small coffins, paint them black, put some coins in there. I think one tradition is they got to be silver, so throw 3 dimes in there, then you put a name and your spell into it. You can place, then treat it like a talisman again, put your intent to it and put it into somebody's yard, preferably right where their Halloween decorations are, and put it with them, and you are thus putting the intent in their property, absorbing all that energy and causing heck. Those are my ideas for creating a Black Halloween. Again, like I said, I am sick and tired of trying to say we don't do that stuff and being accused of doing all this vicious stuff, so screw it. Let's do some of this stuff and give them a reason to fear us. So everybody, please leave your comments below. If you want to critique some of my ideas, please do. If you have your own ideas, please post them below, because I'd love to hear it. So everybody, take care. Be at peace.